Hi everyone, I'm Erica. Welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video. I decided to film this video today just to give a little insight on my nursing or pursuing my nursing dream. So I started this channel because as I was trying to find videos for my nursing school interview, just for more information on other people's journeys. I didn't come across very many videos. I came across a lot of day in the life of a nursing student, which that's not to say I'm not ever going to do one of those, but I definitely just wanted some more information on other people's journey, on how they got to where they are now, and if their nursing program had an interview. I know some nursing programs don't have interviews to get in. They go more based off of your prerequisites, and they go based off of, I guess, I'm not too sure. I know the school I applied to, they go based off of not necessarily, it's not a requirement, but any medical field job that you've had, whether that be a CNA, an MA, or whether you're a patient transporter, just anything that has to do with patient care. So they not only go, like I said, that's not a requirement, but they go based off of your scores on an ACT, the AccuPlacer. I know some places it's SATs. For us, it is ACTs or the AccuPlacer. I personally went with the AccuPlacer. But getting back into my point, I basically just saw a lot of videos that didn't have to do with nursing school interviews and just other people's journeys along the way. So I want to just go ahead and give a little bit of background about my journey. I applied last year to the nursing school program, and I sadly did not get in. I feel like a lot of what contributed to me not getting in was the fact that I didn't have any, whatsoever. I did work at a nursing home, but I was not a CNA or an MA or a patient transporter. I basically was a kitchen aide. I basically just helped with not the food part of things, but with just specific, I guess I don't even know how you'd say it, like liquids and things like that. Anyways, though, I didn't have any prior medical field experience or knowledge. I feel like that contributed as to why I didn't get in. Also, my testing scores, I submitted my ACT scores from my last year of high school. Now, even though I got good grades, I did awful on my ACT, but I made it. So with my nursing program, they have like a chart I guess they go based off of like a chart. Give me just a second. They go based off of a chart. Now the chart goes, the higher the score you get, the more points you get on their side of things. So they do have a minimum requirement of what you can use to get in, or to at least move to the interview process. Now, I, of course, had awful scores last year. Like I said, I maybe got out of the highest amount of points you can get is 24 points, I believe. And I got maybe 6 points out of the 24. So that tells you a lot. Now, on my interview part, because I did make it to the interview last year, like I said, I met the requirements just enough. I also, before I even went and applied for that program, I went and got my basic life support certification. So I am BLS certified. And in doing that, I was thinking, to me in my head, well, you know, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna get in, and maybe that was my fault. I don't feel like I was accurately prepared for the interview. I thought I was at the time, but now that I look back at it a year later, I feel like I could have prepared more. I also was very nervous, and I just was very anxious and scared, so much to the fact that I couldn't even show the interviewers who I really was as a person. And that, to me, this time is the biggest thing that I'm going to be working on. I feel like that's the most important to me, is that they see that this is what I really want to do. I'm so passionate about it. So like I said, that's why I decided to make this video. Long story short, I decided to create just a YouTube channel to go over my journey and possibly help somebody else. Or if I don't help somebody else, maybe you can just see how my nursing program works. I know everybody's is different. So long story short, even though I didn't get in and I was so sad, I know that for anybody who's applied more than once to the nursing program, they know how it feels when you get that rejection letter. And when I got mine, I was saddened, and for the longest time I didn't even think I was going to apply again. I guess I was ready to give up in a way. And then I would say literally a few weeks later after my rejection letter, I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do something to where next year when I go back in front of those interviewers, they see that I have progressed myself and that I have really worked hard, because this is what I really want. So I went and got a job. Of course, I'm not going to say where I work, but I basically register patients. I go over their procedures, for their appointments. I just go over, what they are. Excuse my dog. But I go over their procedures. I go sometimes over their medications that they are taking before their appointment, what to stop and what not to stop. And then, just really, it's basically registering patients. It's patient care. I talk to nurses all day. I talk to doctors. Anyways, that's not the point. Again, I'm sorry for rambling on. But I went and got a job. It was a pay decrease. I was working a really good job. I worked a job where I was an assistant manager at a call center, and I decided to take a pay decrease, not only because that was my dream. I decided to take a pay cut because I knew that this was my dream, and I knew that this would better my chances of getting in. Not saying that that's going to get me in, but it at least would better my chances. So I did that. And here we are, 2022. I've applied again to the nursing program. Like I said, I got that job. I not only did that, but instead of using my high school ACT scores, I went and took my school's Accuplacer. Now, before I took this Accuplacer, I kid you not, I haven't been in school in about 5 years. I studied nonstop for almost 2 months. Wake up, study, breakfast, work. On my lunchtime, I would study. I wouldn't eat my lunch. I would study. Then for dinner time, I would cook dinner, clean, then study until bedtime. Rinse and repeat for, I would say, a solid 2 months. I was really worried because they go based off of QAS, which for anybody who doesn't know, that's quantitative algebraic statistics. They go over arithmetic, and then they go over reading. I wasn't too worried about the reading or the arithmetic. Math was not my strongest suit. It was something that I enjoyed algebra, but the whole statistics thing and all of that, I was definitely worried about it, especially if anybody who knows. If anybody who has not been to school in a few years and they try to go back to school, you know my struggle. I was struggling. At some point in time, I would break down and start crying. I would tell my husband, like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm smart enough for it. But, he encouraged me. I kept on trying. I went and took my test, I believe it was 2 months ago or something like that. I want to say it was 2 months ago. And I did amazing. Last year, like I mentioned, keep in mind, I scored 6 out of 24 points. This year, I've doubled that, and I actually went over that. So instead of just making 6 points, I doubled it and some more. So I'm really close to the 24 mark, which is the highest points, which again does not mean that I'm going to get in, because everything they look at is your references. You do have to have references. Now, those references cannot be family. They have to be sent in by a certain time period, and if they're not sent in, you do get points deducted off of that. So they go based off of references. They go based off of they have like a questionnaire part on your paper that you send in, and then they go based off of your interview. Now, I just got invited to an interview literally 5 days ago or 6 days ago, and I will insert the little portion of it up here. I'm not going to include the address or my school, but I was so excited whenever I got the congratulations, you've qualified for an interview, which of course I've seen that once before. So I have been preparing, I would say, for the last 3-4 weeks now, and I'm still preparing because my interview is literally in 10 days. I want to say it may be in 9 days, but it's somewhere around there. I am so nervous. You would think I wouldn't be nervous, but I'm so nervous, and I hope I get in this time. Anyways though, like I said, my YouTube channel is just going to be a little bit about my nursing journey, and I will be making another video within the next few days just going over some of the interview questions I was asked last year and some of the interview questions that I feel like may be asked this year. I will also go over the outfit that I am going to wear, since my nursing program does require you do business. They say business casual or business attire. I believe it's business attire. So I will go over my outfit that I am wearing for my interview as well. And then of course, fingers crossed, I may be recording my reaction to finding out whether or not I'm getting in. If you guys have any questions for me, just feel free to leave it down in the comments. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.